Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from SweetStamper.com. It is the second time I'm here with you today because I had my Tea and Crafts event earlier, and I did a little Facebook Live while I was there. So I've been running around. So I'm really glad to have a little bit of time to stop and catch my breath and do a little bit of stamping with you. Hey, Tasha, I'm glad you're here with me. I'm just making sure that my computer is showing me what you are seeing. Make sure I'm in camera. I'm facing the right direction. I'm in my business page and not my personal page. All those good things I have to check each time, just to make sure I'm where I intend to be, doing what I intend to do. So I hope you are having a fabulous week. And I have been kitting together with friends and stamping fun. So I had a kit together last night, my very first one, at a local wine and coffee bar for my people who can't be with me at the tea room. They're only open during the day. And so I wanted to find an evening venue, and I have found one. It's super cute, super cozy. We had a great time just relaxing and doing some kits. And so today we were at the tea room doing much of the same with a different group of people. So welcome, welcome. You can see where I'm heading today. So this is my online class. I try to do these once a month. Now in October, I did one every week. And that was they were Christmas card classes every week, kind of the run up to the big Christmas card crafting season. And it was also my birthday month, and I love making Christmas cards, so I thought it would be a fun way for me to celebrate and bring you along for the ride. It was a lot of fun. So when I run these online classes, typically you do 3 cards with a single stamp set. And then this card kit is free with a $35 order using this host code, and that is through Sunday only, because I will be getting these out in the mail shortly thereafter. Now, I'm featuring this bundle, and there is method in my madness. Number 1, it's a beautiful annual catalog bundle, and I think it's a bit of a hidden gem, and I'm featuring this in my Cards with a Twist club this month. So my club, we do 8 cards, and I always look for something that has really good greetings and really good images, because we're going to do with my Twist Club, we do 2 each of 4 designs. So this right here has 4 excellent greetings, and I think this I don't see much. Thanks for blessing my life. I really, really like that one. This one I love because it kind of says what I'd like to say, but I don't quite have the words to say it. So thinking of you, caring about you, wishing you strength and peace. I think that is just a lovely greeting. Now you could do these on, you could do happy birthday on the outside, thanks for blessing my life on the inside. You could do for a fabulous friend on the outside, happy, you could mix and match these to inside and outside, which I do like. But for tonight, I'm going to use these 2 greetings. I already realized I need a little scrap of copper clay. And I'm featuring 3 of our newest in colors, copper clay, pebbled path, and wild wheat. And I'm featuring a really fun layout. Now, a layout, if you're a little bit newer, let me see. Oh yeah, I've got a tiny little scrap here. That's all I'm going to need. If you are newer to stamping or to, just creating your own cards, then you may be unfamiliar with the term layout or sketch. So let me familiarize you with that term, and then I will jump in and say hello to people. So, there's my envelopes right there. Now I'm going to leave this here for now. So a sketch is where you have basically like a map to make your card. And we do that a couple of times a month. Well, we do some kind of a creative challenge in my creative community, my team, which is called the Southern Sweet Stamper. So if you're looking to be part of a creative community, there's a fabulous offer that you're going to want to take advantage of in early December, and I'll give you some more details about that. But in my creative community, we run creative challenges, and sometimes they're like make a card with red and green. That would be a great one during December or November. Well, this one was a sketch or a layout. And so this layout, and I will give you, I'll give you the measurements. They're no secret. I actually have this on my blog today, this card. So I like to participate in my own creative challenges. And so this particular challenge, it has a 5.5 by 5.25 by 4-inch layer that is dry embossed. So on this particular card, the one I made first, I used the new, it's like Snowfall, I think, and this is carrying over. And then you have a 4x3 piece of Designer Series paper. You also have a little piece of Designer Series paper tucked in here. And this, I think, is like 3.5 by 1 3/4. And then you also have this little piece here. And then you had a couple of circles, or you could do one circle. Well, I wanted to layer it, and I wanted kind of a wintry feel with a Get Well card. I'm kind of on that kick because I'm doing a mystery box that's all about sending care. And when I got this, I pulled in, I don't know if y'all remember these. These were I think they were in our annual catalog last year. They're still in the online exclusives. So you can actually get these little guys. Now, these actually travel quite well in an envelope. They're very lightweight and they're really flat. So they will actually mail very easily. And the other thing I did here is I used, let me see if I can grab it quickly. This is something that is in our annual catalog. You actually get 3 bottles, and I think they're like $15. I think they'll last you for probably till you die. I mean, seriously, they'll last me for life. So one of the colors is real red, and I think they're gold and silver. So this is kind of like crystal effects. So it does need to dry a little bit, but it's super pretty. And I just wanted just a tiny little pop of color. So that's how I got this little bit of red. So I really kind of got on a kick with this particular layout. And so I wanted to keep going with it, and that is where I landed for tonight. So before I go any further, hello Tasha and Corinne and Cynthia and Margaret and Marlene and Marcia. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me live. Now we're going to make 3 cards. We're going to use the same stamp set, and we're going to use the same layout for everything. So I think this is going to be fun. I think this would make a great little gift. This is a great little set of cards to use as a gift. I'm doing 2 of these in basic white and 1 in berry vanilla, and I'll show you why. So I'm pulling in some elements from online exclusives. This is a paper you may or may not have seen. Do I remember the name? I do not. But you get 2 sheets each of these lovely kind of silhouette images. You get 2 in silver, you get 2 in copper, and you get 2 in gold. Now the gold one has a very vanilla background, and these have very white, basic white. So that is why I have 3 different or 2 different colors in my card bases, and 2 different colors in my envelopes. And I'm just going to do these all 3 at once because, you know, when you're mass producing, this is actually a really fun way to mass produce because you're not doing everything exactly the same. There's a little bit of variation, and I think it makes for something really, really pretty. Now we're going to put 1 layer of the different end colors, and that, like I said, I'm doing Copper Clay, Pebbled Path, and Wild Wheat. And I did run these through an embossing folder. Now, let me just show you a little bit of why, you know, kind of the method in my madness, why I did what I did. So these patterns, hey, Kathy, welcome, and Jolene. These have, to me, they have a pretty heavy pattern. So I didn't want to put like a floral or leaves. There's already a lot going on here, and I really want this to kind of be the star of the show. I wanted some texture, but I wanted it to be a little bit, I wouldn't say this is really subtle. I think it's more kind of artsy, and yeah, it is kind of subtle because it's definitely in the background. Now, I want my wild wheat on the Very Vanilla because to me the wild wheat goes really well with the gold. So that's why I'm going there. So let me just go ahead and I do, as much as I am, you know, I'm a big fan of our Seal products, Seal and Seal Plus. I do when I'm doing, when I'm using these heavy embossed pieces like this, I do prefer to use the liquid glue because sometimes your seal will kind of get hung in all of that nice, all that really nice texture. So there's that one. And then here I'm using copper clay, which goes, of course, nicely with copper because it's copper clay. And then my third color I'm using is Pebbled Path, which is a lovely warm gray and looks really good with silver. So that's kind of how I came about my color scheme. And we are just going to layer these on, and you'll see how quick and easy it is to make 3 cards with a little bit of uniqueness in each one and yet some similarities. Now, again, I'm going to bring this little piece right across, and I'm wanting it to be really subtle because you see, I just want that peeking out a little bit. If I went with this side, those hearts, yeah, see how much that's just too busy. So I'm using this really, this was the most subtle pattern on the In Color Designer Series papers. And it's just gonna peek out. It's just a small piece. And you can center it or you can do it a little bit above. I've done it both ways and it works equally well. So here we go with, here is the Pebbled Path. Back to my trusty seal. To me, it's just quicker and easier for the most part. A little bit of a, sometimes you get a little bit of a raggy edge. So if you place a $35 with my host code now through Sunday, you get all 3 of these card kits in the mail next week, and you'll get all the pieces cut and ready for you. I'll give everybody the tutorial, so you'll have the measurements. Okay, let's go ahead now and let's put down the Designer Series paper. So we're just kind of building our layers. And that's what I love about this layout is there's a lot of little layers here. But they each add just a little bit of texture and a little bit of interest without like overwhelming things. So there is the copper clay. And I am centering this 4x3 piece. And then here is my Pebbled Path. Now comes the fun because we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And we are going to use 2 of the 4 greetings because first of all, I wanted them to work in my circle punches. And I also, yeah, I'll show you what I decided to do. So here are my 3 colors, and I better grab a chamois. Let me see. Chamois, where are you? Here we go. And we are going to do the wild wheat first because it's right here in Very Vanilla. And this one, I'm going to do Blessing. Oh, I already have these mounted. Here we go. I'm a little more prepared than I thought. Here we go. So here is Thanks for Blessing My Life. I think this is a lovely, lovely greeting. This would be appropriate for so many things. Thanks for blessing my life. And that's my wild wheat. I do love this color, but I think that it's very strong and it needs a little bit of other color, even if it's very vanilla, to, I won't even say to calm it down. I think it's more to balance it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this. This is just a 2-inch circle punch. That is another item from our online exclusives. This is our decorative circle. So this was from, I think this debuted at least last year, maybe 2 years ago. I can't recall. But it's a really nice, so there's the only thing I'm using my cut emboss for with these 3 cards is my little bit of dry embossing. So now I'm going to do this other greeting that I really love, and it's kind of a tight fit, but it works. And like I said, this would make a lovely little gift for someone. This little set of 3 cards, you could put a little ribbon around it, tuck them into a bag, and you would have a lovely handmade gift. Now, like I said, it's a tight fit, but it works. And this is just Pebbled Path on basic white. And then I'm going to do my copper clay, last but not least. Let's get these stamps clean so I don't get ink all over myself. So it is, like I said, there's a lot of stamping going on, and I've had events out the wazoo this week, and I'm gathering with my team locally here in San Antonio on Saturday for a little Christmas gathering. A lot of my team is not local, and so what I do for my team for Christmas, I actually give them a free bingo. So we'll be doing bingo. We meet the second Saturday of each month on Zoom, and my Christmas gift to them each year is a bingo, and it's very popular. Needless to say, that is my team meeting that is the most well attended. And I do it on Zoom because that way, you know, whether you're in California, whether you're in Pennsylvania, whether you're in San Antonio, everybody has access. But, you know, I used to do, before the pandemic, like a lot of us, I used to do local team gatherings, and that went away with the pandemic. And you see I'm doing something different on this one, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I felt like once things opened up and I was having live classes again, I knew that some of my team members locally would love to gather. So I think last year was maybe the first year after the pandemic that I did it. So it will be a smaller gathering because it's just our local girls, but we are going to get together on Saturday. We're going to do a little stamping, a little gift exchange, have a lunch together. So that is coming up on Saturday, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I did want a greeting with this one. So I'm going to take this greeting, thinking of you, and I'm going to chop it up. So, you know, sometimes, oh, I got the wrong one. Sometimes we think that, or at least I think, I look at a stamp and I think, well, I don't want to say all of that in my greeting. So we forget that we can actually edit those greetings down and use just a portion of the greeting in a variety of different ways. We can do that. Tonight, I'm just going to chop my cardstock, and I'll show you what I mean. You could just do this on a scrap and not even do the whole thing, but this is my little scrap that I grabbed. Okay, so those are my 3 in colors. Now, if you get my kit in the mail and you don't have these colors, you could easily just do black on all of them and let the colors of the cardstock and the designer paper show through. Or you could do, you know, gray and, you know, different shades would still work with these particular cards. Okay, now, I always like to have a pair of what I call long blade scissors, because you see that right there? I just want to make a fairly straight cut. I want to chop off that comma, and I don't want to have to try to put this in a paper trimmer because it's so skinny. So this is just a little hand cut greeting, and this is a handmade card, so I'm not worried about it being perfect. Okay. Now comes the fun of assembling. We're going to do some really cool things here. So let's start with the gray one, and I'm going to chop these up. Now, I don't know if Elaine is going to be on here tonight. Elaine is one of my studio staff, and she had taken some cards home to work on for me. I'm sending out rather a lot of Christmas cards. And she's so funny because she doesn't use the outside of the Stampin' Dimensionals. It's one of my favorite parts of the Stampin' Dimensionals. So she always brings these back to me. I give her the adhesives, give her everything to make the cards, and she brings these back to me like this. So I'm using these up tonight, Elaine. I don't know where Gail came from. I think I looked at comments. So welcome, Karen. I'm glad you are here. So there we have kind of the basics. Now we're going to add a little bit extra. Now here's my original sketch. I am going to leave this piece out because it was a little bit too much here, because I'm going to add a couple of die cuts and things here. So back to this bold bouquet. One of the things I like is not only do you have dies that will cut out all the flowers, the leaves and everything, but you also have some just leaves that you can cut out from cardstock, and they really come out cool. Now I've been doing a lot of kit events, and I have like a gazillion of these left over, and so I have been using these in abundance. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these kind of medium long ones here, and this is Old Olive, and then I'm going to take one of the smaller ones in Mossy Meadow and attach those. Now, this is where if you have leftovers from paper pumpkin kits or from kit collection, this is when you really are glad that you have all these little dots, because I don't have to worry about like glue going everywhere. I don't have to worry. The only thing I have to do is I have to vacuum when I'm done, because these little backings will be everywhere. So when you get your card kit, so if you place a $35 order between now and Sunday, you're going to get these card kits, and they will have all these little die cuts with them. And honestly, you could use any greeting, but I do think that this bold bouquet is something that is definitely worth having from our annual catalog. If you are part of my Twist Club, then you have the opportunity to add this to your club, for your club kit for December. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my card club by mail. It is a monthly kit in the mail that comes directly to you. I'm just trying to kind of layer these up a little bit, because then we're going to do some more little flashy fun things here. Okay, because I want both of them to show. There we go. That'll work. Okay. Now, you know what? Let me just do that to all of them. Let me do that really quick to all of them, because we'll do this kind of in order. So my monthly kit is a club, and club just means that when you subscribe, you get a lot of perks. You don't have to remember to register. So a lot of my people, they would take, they would do my class every month, and then I would invariably get an email. I forgot to register. Do you still have any openings? And it was past time. I was like getting ready to mail them. And so this allows people to just, if already know you want that crafty kit every month. So it's a subscription. Now, having said that, you can unsubscribe at any point. You can pause. Sometimes I always let people know ahead of time exactly what we're going to do. So I know one month I had one of my ladies say, that's a little bit, it was when we did the pirate ships. And she said, I don't have any guys in my family. I don't really think I'm going to use that. I'm going to pause this month. So that's totally fine. When you do 6 months in a row, you do get a $25 product bonus. I have a fun little goodie bag that I change up every few months that I send out to my Twist Club members. And but when you're the other thing that happens when you are a member is that you get a premium pricing, is what I like to call it. Your kit is less than if you're just buying a 1 month, one off. So it's $39. It includes everything you need to make the 8 cards. Everything is pre-cut. Everything is pre-designed. You get all the die cuts. You get the embossed pieces, all of that, plus the tutorials. And like this month, I couldn't find the cards to save my life because I think I was working on tutorials. So here's the 8 envelopes you get. So with this month's kit, you're getting these discs and you're getting this set of paper, and then there's a ribbon that you get as well, plus all the stuff for the 8 cards, plus your first class shipping. It's a great deal, and it's popular. So, okay, so we're working. We still got a little bit more to go here. And I know I'm just jabbering up a storm here tonight. I think I had a cup of coffee today. I don't really drink very much coffee, but I had some really good coffee in the cupboard, and it's just been tasting good to me, probably because it's been so cool. We're having really cool weather here. Now, I haven't been checking comments, so I don't know if anybody's talking to me because I'm jabbering up a storm over here. See what happens when I have coffee. And that was earlier today. Let's see. No, everybody's just watching. Okay. So you can kind of see how even before I put that, you could just leave it like that, but I am going to put this thinking of you down here. So, you know, you could just leave that as a note card, not note card in size like our note cards, but you could leave it as just a kind of all occasion, just a beautiful card that you're going to mail to somebody like a little hello. But I thought, well, this is kind of a nice way to add thinking of you, just super simple and a little bit on the subtle side. Now I got to put my branches on here, my little leafy branches, and then we're going to do the ribbon, and the ribbon's fun. You're going to like what I'm doing here. We're using a couple of different ribbons from the annual catalog. So, you know, this is that time of year when things start really selling out from the mini catalog. There are numerous things that are carrying over. And so if they sell out, they're coming back. But a lot of things are selling out. And so I'm like, okay, let's find some fun things from online exclusives and the annual catalog. And then I don't have to worry about whether it's still going to be available because I want to be shipping out my little card kits in the mail. So again, this is a card kit that's free with a $35 order between now and Sunday using my little host code that I posted. And I will post it again and I will share it with you again here. Whoopsie, didn't mean to go over there. There we go. And, you know, with these little glue dots, once you get them in place, then you want to really press to adhere. Okay, so there's my 3 cards. Now we're going to do the pièce de résistance. So, oh, Marlene, you're so kind. She said that she's just enjoying the cards and enjoying my chitter chatter. So I'm going to take 2 of these per card. And this is that wavy trim that I really, you know, when the catalog first came out, I thought, I think I'm going to like that. And I had no idea how much I was going to like it. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little fancy footwork here. So we're going to lay these down like this, and I'm going to use, this is that metallic woven ribbon. So woven meaning it will shred for you nicely if you want to do that. And even though this is Parakeet Party, look how well I've used it mostly with Old Olive. Look at that. See how it just, I didn't want to compete with this shine, just a little bit of shimmer. And this kind of adds an earthiness to all that shine from the metallics. So I'm just making like a little bundle of twigs here. And then I'm just going to bring my narrow ribbon in and then just tie it into a bow. So when you get your kit in the mail, I'm going to give you a yard of these ribbons, and then you can make, you know, these however big or little you want. You can do them however you want to do them. So what I like to do with this really narrow ribbon, whoopsie, is go ahead and tie my bow and not worry about it. And then I'm going to come in here and make it look pretty. And I want it to be, I don't want my loops to be really large. And I'm just going to pull that in like so. And I might need to trim these down just, whoa! I just undid my whole thing. Ay, ay, ay. And now I've already, ay, ay, ay. Okay, here we go. I pulled on one of the tails and it undid the whole thing. And there was no way, because I already trimmed the tails, because I like to make my bows with plenty of ribbon and then go back and, you know, you're cutting off a couple of inches. It's not a big deal, but it's so much easier than trying to tie a bow with a small, tiny little piece of ribbon. Okay, that one came out pretty nicely, just first go round. So now I will not do what I did last time. Let's just go ahead, and now I'm going to use some of these big dimensionals, and I'm just going to lay down a couple of them, and then I don't have to worry about trying to get them attached to my ribbon after it's on here. And I'm going to do 3 because I just want to make sure everything stays secure and doesn't come flying off. There we go. And it's right on that little stem, because that kind of helps to secure the stem as well. So here is my pretty little ribbon, right like so. And that just adds that little bit of earthiness with the, what do you call it, the wavy trim, and just that little bit of shimmer with the parakeet. Now I think I do want to trim these down just a wee bit. And then, so you just do the exact same thing on all 3 cards, and it just works. And I love it when you can come up with something like that. Marlene's on my team, and she saw this sketch, so she will have already seen. I've got some other team members that are kind of going crazy with it too. You know, sometimes you just have a sketch that just works. And I think one of the things I love about this, is that you can just incorporate lots of bits and pieces, because most of us, we have a few bits and pieces in our collection. So I loved the idea here of using 2 different ribbons, and that is, like I said, I have my Get Well card, and the link to the original sketch on my blog today. And you see the original, the lady who did this sketch originally, she did the two different ribbons. And oh yeah, I'm loving this. And you can see how quickly these come together. So this is technically what I would call mass producing, but I've made 3 very different cards using all the same elements. I mean, true mass producing is when you're doing everything exactly the same. You know, I have my, at one time I did a lot of what I call corporate cards. And when I first started as a demonstrator, and I decided I wanted to earn some money, my kids were grown and heading off to college. Everybody was either in college or heading off to college. And I'm like, oh, you know, I think I want to do something here with the rest of my life, because I've been a stay-at-home mom. I was a homeschooling mom. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try my hand at this. And one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to earn some money. So I think it was probably the 2nd year as a demonstrator, I decided to put together a little portfolio. And I went to some businesses, mostly people, I did some cold calling, mostly just people I knew who owned a business. And said, would you like me to make some Christmas cards for you? So I still have one of my original customers for corporate I'm still producing. I think this has been like my 9th or 10th year with them. And so yeah, that was a 300 card order. And I still, you know, as people have maybe like retired or sold their business, I haven't really wanted to, because I'm really busy with my team. And now that I have, you know, a blog and Facebook and things, YouTube, I don't really have the time to do what I used to do. One time I was really growing that part of my business. And I did a 1,000 card, birthday card order for a title company here in San Antonio. That was a little wild. And, but you know, at the time it was, my daughter was, she had a nursing infant. And so, you know, I was paying her to, you know, work those cards for me. And so it gave her an income while she was, you know, nursing a baby and putting some money in both our pockets. It was really cool. But after that 1,000-card order just about put me under, I went, yeah, I don't think I want to do anything that big again. So my business here that does the 300, I've gotten to know kind of what they want, and I always, you know, bring them some fresh designs each year, and I can pretty much tell which one they're going to choose. So here we go. That is going to be laid down right there. And that is my 3 cards. Super quick and easy, all about the details. Look at the texture. You know, by the time you have the texture here and you have texture here, and I love the colors. You know, to be honest, all 3 of these are fairly neutral because you've got the gray and you've got the copper and you've got the gold. So using a lot of things from the online exclusives and then also from our annual catalog. Very much year-round cards you could send any time of year. Makes a great gift. So don't forget that you can get these 3 card kits for free when you place a $35 order at shopwithcandy.com, or you can just plug this, if you just plug this host code into stampitup.com, it'll still come up to my workshop. And that is through the 3rd, which I believe is Sunday. And again, this is Bold Bouquet. Just a great stamp set. I will link, you know, I have my video that I've done with the 8 cards I produced with this. And I will say for my my card club, Twist Club, I typically do 1 set of fun folds each month. And for December, it's, you know, it's our Christmas month. So it's all fun folds. So we're doing 8 fun folds. Now, 2 each of 4 designs. So there are 4 different fun folds and we're doing 2 each, but they're all a little bit different. So I will link that, that video for you. Cause like I said, I put the cards, I was working on the tutorials. Can't lay my hand to them to save my life. But you know, that's just the way it rolls sometimes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. And here are the cards again. And if you'd like the card kits, there's your ordering. And even if you don't get card kits, if you're a demonstrator yourself, or if you have another demonstrator, I just love that you're here. I love your support. I appreciate your enthusiasm for card making. Hey, Terry Lynn, I didn't know you were here. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will put these up on my blog, and I will put the sketch, the dimensions for the sketch as well. So that is it. I will see you next Thursday here for Facebook Live. And in the meantime, stay warm, take care, and God bless.